Hey guys, welcome back to Vince-Vell Customs. Today we got something really cool, a little bit different than usually what I do. Now I don't work with cloth a lot, but on this specific statue I'm actually seeing what I can do and how far I could go with the statue. So anyway, this is an Akuma statue that I've been customizing, and basically I designed it in a way where I could pop off the leg and I could switch in the outfit of player 1 and player 2. Now I found a local seamstress who does amazing work with cloth work, and I've been using her for a couple of items, and this was the first item. She did an amazing job. So basically, I want to put the Akuma symbol, the 10 symbol, on the back of the shirt. Now, I didn't have her do it because that would be way more work and costly, and I kind of wanted to see what I could do on my own and kind of make it look like it was almost painted on. So what I did was I measured out the back of the shirt, which is basically like a 3 by 3 inch square back here. And so the goal is, what I did is I printed this out in my printer, and that's going to be my template. I want that on the back of the shirt. Now, the only issues now is what type of paints do you use for cloth. So I did some more research online and everything, and you can get fabric paints. And this is a red fabric paint that you can paint, and then you let it sit for 24 hours, and then you iron it, or you heat set it. Now the only problem with this is kind of, even though it said red and I bought it online, it's more like of a pink. But so what I did is I put a piece of t-shirt on this block, and I mixed in, I airbrushed it on there. I said, okay, it worked with airbrush, but it wasn't really red enough. So I actually took some regular paint that I have, and I actually mixed some red into this a little bit, and I painted it on, and it came out pretty cool where it's still stuck on, but it's a little bit rough, like it's almost like a blood. So what I'm going to do is mix this paint with a little bit of a red and get it on there. Now I would really like these little brush strokes to go on there, but that's going to be almost impossible because there's just no way I'll be able to airbrush this on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this template, I'm going to put it onto this board here that I have, and I'm going to make a template here because this is a little bit sturdier and rougher and everything. So once I get my template done, I have to make sure I get it at the right position on the back of the shirt. And once I do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to airbrush it, get it on there, and then when I pull it off, I can actually take my regular little thin brush and maybe do some little extra strokes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the basic shape cut out and the basic shape cut out on my board, and then get it on here. So that's my player 1 outfit, and this is the player 2 outfit, which is kind of like a maroonish red. And I want to have the symbol on here as well. Now these are two different fabrics, so I don't know how it's going to work out. But it's kind of just having fun with it and seeing where I can go. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to take my time and get this marked off on the illustration board, get it all marked up, and then we go from there with getting it on there, and I'll show you guys how it all works out. Like I said, it's something different than what I normally do, but it kind of gives you an idea that you can take a cloth outfit from a lot of the premium format stuff, and you can actually get some heat set paint and do some things to it and have some fun. So that's where we're at. We'll get the shirt off. I'll start marking up all my stuff, and we'll come back once I'm all set up and we're ready to go. Alright, so basically at this point I got my little template made up, but I kind of want to make sure I get it correct. So what I did is I put some saran wrap, as you can see, on the back of them because I don't want to get any paint onto the skin tones in case, someone wants to take off the jacket. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put this here. And then what I did was I watered down some of the paint, and I'm going to just give myself like where it's going to kind of go. So I'm just going to kind of like, there's the thing here. So there we go. As you can kind of see, it's just a little tiny template. So now what I can do is I can take this piece and I could put it on my wooden block with the shirt there and then this on top of that, and I'll be able to actually get it to where I wanted to do it. So the next step is to get the red shirt on and do the same thing. But before I take it off, just in case, just to be sure, I'm going to just hit it with the hair dryer and just heat set this just in case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat that up a little bit, and then I'm going to mark both shirts, and then we'll come back and we start painting them up. Alright, so basically I have it all marked up now. I use saran wrap. So basically the reason why I did this was to mask it off because we don't want to get any kind of paint on the other parts of the thing. So what I did is I thinned out the paint a little bit, and I'm going to just start getting it nice and thick on here. Now I kind of want to push it down a little bit so it doesn't push it up. I think what I'll do is I'll blow dry it a little bit. And I guess just keep going until it gets nice and thick and spray pretty heavy on there. Alright, so looking at it now, it's pretty much red and it looks pretty cool, but it's not like this bright pink, which I'm liking. And lifting it up a little bit, it might look really good not going too thick because you let some of the shirt see through, so it's kind of like there. So what I think I'm going to do is just one more coat, blow dry it, and I think that'll probably much be good. I think the symbol looks alright the way it is, because I think if I was to actually try to do some lines in it, it might not work, but it might. But we'll see what happens once I get this done. So let's do another coat, and then we'll pull it off and go from there. Alright, let's get this down in here. So I think that's looking pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of let this dry a little bit, blow dry it some more, and then we'll pop it off. So we'll come back. Alright, so the symbol came out pretty cool. It's better than I expected. So I think maybe what we can do is maybe try a little bit of the a little bit of the brushing on it. See what happens. You know, to kind of give it that little bit of a look to it, you know, kind of get a little bit up over here. This way it looks like it's kind of brushed on. That's the cool thing about making it a little bit messy, because it actually starts adding a little bit more to it. It does seem to soak into the shirt a lot too, so and I kind of like that little bit of a brushy look to it. It kind of gives it a little bit more of a fun thing to it. So alright, I'm going to add a couple more, and I'll blow dry and set it, and we'll come back. Alright, one shirt down, another one to go. So basically, as you can see, what I did was I hit the wood to blow dry it a little bit, and I did the marks on the sides, and then I would let it dry a little bit, hit it with the blow dryer, and come back because the paint likes to seep into the cloth, but it doesn't actually seep into the back of it. So as you can see, but I just wanted to make sure it gets in there, and I like the look that it's all not perfect and it's kind of messy, because that's kind of cool, because it's like he painted it on type thing, or he kind of mushed it with his fingers or blood or whatever you want to think. But that's cloth back of the shirt number 1. I'm going to do number 2, but number 2, the red cloth, the fabric is different. This is more of a, I guess you can say, like a canvas type of cloth. The other fabric that I have, the red, is kind of like a jersey, like a football jersey type thing. So it's just a little 2 different cloths, 2 different types of looks, and I want to see if the symbol works on that one. So what I got to do is I got to set up the back of the shirt on Akuma, mark it up, go from there, and start painting that one on. Alright, so here we go. We got the symbol on the back of this shirt, and we got the symbol on the back of that. Now, the only problem with the red shirt was the fabric wasn't allowing me to do the lines, but the blue fabric allowed me to do it, so came out pretty cool. Like I said, it looks like it's been brushed on. It's looks pretty cool. It's nice stylized. It's not, you know, a typical, you know, stamp that's just stamped on there. It's a little bit more fun, and it worked out pretty cool. So that is pretty much how you put, you know, fabric paint onto fabric. It was a pretty fun custom little job there, and hopefully you guys like the way it worked out. The last step actually though is I have to iron this. I don't actually own an iron, but I was doing some research, and I guess you only really iron it if you're going to be washing the items. You know, like if you're wearing a t-shirt or jeans or something, and you're going to fabric paint onto it, and you need to actually really set it into the fabric. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull these off the statues, and I'm going to blow dry it and really heat set it into the fabric, just by doing that, because you're not really going to be washing these items and everything. So it works out pretty cool. So hopefully you guys liked the video. Hopefully it helped you out. Maybe gives you guys some ideas, and we'll see you next time.